If you are over 40 to 45, your eyes are changing, even if you haven't noticed it yet. In fact, one of the first things to change as we get older is our vision. Vision changes are a natural part of aging. However, many of the most serious eye conditions develop silently, with no symptoms at first. That is why it is so important to be proactive. With the right habits, regular checkups, and a few daily adjustments, you can protect your eyesight and maintain clear, comfortable vision for years to come. Hi, I'm Valerie, a wellness nurse. I believe that no matter your age or current health status, that you have the power to take charge of your well-being and live a longer, healthier life. My goal is to share with you the knowledge and tools that will empower you to make that happen. On this video, I will be focusing on one of your most important senses, your vision. I will be sharing the most essential strategies for keeping your eyes healthy. I'll cover how your eyes change with age, what common conditions to look out for, and the everyday habits, from nutrition to screen time, that can either help preserve your sight or speed up its decline. As we get older, our eyes go through natural changes. The lenses in our eyes become less flexible, which makes it harder to focus up close. Tear production slows down, and the risk of conditions like cataracts, macular degeneration, and glaucoma begins to rise. Many of these changes are gradual and easy to ignore at first, but staying ahead of them is the key to protecting your vision long term. Let's start with a quick overview of the most common age-related eye conditions, because understanding them is the first step in preventing or managing them. One of the first things that most of us notice is presbyopia, which is that gradual loss of near vision. You might start needing brighter light to read, or find yourself constantly adjusting the distance of your phone or a book just to bring things into better focus. It is not your imagination, and it is not just you. It happens to everyone eventually. Dry eye is another common complaint. You might feel like your eyes are constantly watering. Oddly enough, that's often your body's attempt to compensate for dryness. Or you may feel like there's a grain of sand in your eye, or notice blurry vision that improves with blinking. As we get older, we also become more susceptible to cataracts. So that is a cloudy buildup in the eye lens that slowly dulls your vision. You might notice things looking a little foggy or yellowed, or find yourself squinting more in bright light, or at night when facing oncoming headlights. And then there is macular degeneration, which affects the central part of our vision, making it harder to read, recognize faces, or see fine detail. Unlike cataracts, which are correctable with surgery, macular degeneration is progressive, but it is manageable, especially when caught early. Another condition to be aware of is glaucoma. This one is often referred to as the silent thief of sight because it typically causes no pain or early warning signs. Over time, it damages the optic nerve, usually due to increased pressure in the eye. And by the time you notice any vision loss, it may be too late to reverse it. So early detection is critical. If you have diabetes, there is also the risk of diabetic retinopathy. This condition damages the tiny blood vessels in the retina and can lead to serious vision loss if not caught and treated early. One important condition that often catches people off guard is vitreous detachment. So as we get older, the gel-like substance inside our eye, called the vitreous, begins to shrink and pull away from the retina. This is a common occurrence, especially after age 50, and even more so in people who are nearsighted. When the vitreous pulls away, you might suddenly notice flashes of light, new floaters in your vision, or what looks like cobwebs drifting through your vision. These symptoms can be unsettling, but in most cases, a vitreous detachment does not cause permanent harm. However, in some cases, the pulling of the vitreous can tug on or tear the retina, increasing the risk of retinal detachment, which is a medical emergency. That is why any sudden increase in floaters, flashes, or a shadow or curtain in your vision should be checked out by an eye doctor right away. I have experienced vitreous detachment in both of my eyes, so I know how important it is to take those symptoms seriously and get evaluated promptly. So that leads us to retinal detachment, which can happen as a result of vitreous detachment or all on its own. And while less common, retinal detachment is another age-related risk. Retinal detachment is considered a medical emergency. Without quick treatment, it can lead to permanent vision loss. That is why it is so important to pay attention to those early signs, especially if you are nearsighted or have already had a vitreous detachment in one eye. So get to an eye doctor right away if you experience flashes in your vision and floaters. These might sound overwhelming, but most of these conditions can be slowed or even prevented with early detection and consistent care. And that brings us to one of the most important habits that you can develop as you get older: regular eye exams. Even if your vision seems fine, comprehensive eye exams are extremely important once you turn 45. Many eye diseases don't cause noticeable symptoms until they're advanced, and by that point, some vision may already be lost. A dilated eye exam allows your provider to look at the back of your eye, check for early signs of disease, and monitor things like eye pressure, blood vessels, and the optic nerve. For most people over 45, exams every 1 to 2 years are recommended. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family history of eye disease, you may need to go more often. Remember, these eye exams can also reveal early symptoms of other health conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes. Your eyes can tell us a lot about your overall health. Now let's talk about nutrition. Your eyes, just like the rest of your body, needs nutrients to stay healthy. One of the best things that you can do for your vision is to eat a diet rich in colorful fruits and vegetables, especially dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. One of the best things that you can do for your vision is to eat a diet rich in colorful vegetables and fruits, especially dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. These are packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that help protect your eyes from light damage and oxidative stress. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines are excellent sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which support retinal health and may help with dry eye. Vitamin C, found in citrus fruits, berries, and bell peppers, helps maintain the blood vessels in your eyes. And vitamin E from almonds, sunflower seeds, and avocados protects eye cells from damage. Zinc is another important nutrient for your vision. You'll find it in seafood, beans, and whole grains. These nutrients work together to protect your eyes from age-related diseases like macular degeneration and cataracts. And while supplements can be helpful for some people, getting these nutrients from whole foods is always best. Some of the most powerful ways to support your eyes happen through simple, everyday habits. Let's start with one of the most overlooked areas of eye care, which is hydration. Our eyes rely on a steady supply of moisture to stay clear and comfortable. When we're dehydrated, even mildly, tear production can drop. That can leave your eyes feeling dry, gritty, or even overly watery as your body tries to overcompensate. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps maintain a healthy tear film, which protects the eye's surface and supports clear vision. If you are in a dry environment or spend time in front of a fan or heater, you may notice those symptoms more. In those cases, adding a humidifier or using artificial tears can provide extra relief. Another big one is sleep. While we sleep, our eyes do some of their most important maintenance work. The cornea is replenished with oxygen, and the surface of the eye gets a much-needed rest from a full day of blinking, focusing, and exposure to the elements. Poor or insufficient sleep can leave your eyes red, tired, or twitchy the next day. And over time, chronic sleep deprivation may even be linked to increased eye pressure and a higher risk of conditions like glaucoma. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep helps you feel better and helps your eyes function better too. Regular movement plays a bigger role than most people realize. Regular exercise improves blood flow throughout the body, including to the tiny blood vessels in the eyes. This circulation brings oxygen and nutrients to the retina and helps remove waste products. Physical activity also helps regulate blood sugar and blood pressure, both of which are directly linked to long-term eye health. In fact, studies have shown that people who engage in moderate exercise regularly may have a lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration and even glaucoma. Daily walking, stretching, gardening, or any form of consistent movement can support your vision. And then there is screen time, which is a growing concern in our digital world. Many of us spend hours every day on computers, phones, or tablets, and that constant near focus takes a toll. When we stare at our screens, we blink less often, sometimes up to 60% less. That leads to dryness, fatigue, and blurry vision. Over time, this can contribute to something called digital eye strain. One of the best ways to overcome this is by using the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something about 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. It gives your eye a much-needed rest. You can also adjust screen brightness, increase font size, and make sure your screen is positioned at eye level or slightly below to reduce strain on the eye muscles. If we zoom out a little, these lifestyle choices have one thing in common. They are good for more than just your eyes. They are good for your whole body, and that's the best part about preventive care. When you make the choice to move your body or to eat nutrient-rich foods, to drink more water, to rest, and to protect yourself from harm, you are not only preserving your vision, you are building a foundation of health that supports every part of your life. Now let's spend some time talking about the things that can quietly harm your eyes over time. Smoking is a major one. It increases the risk of cataracts, macular degeneration, and damage to the optic nerve. So if you've been thinking about quitting, let this be one more reason. A poor diet, especially one high in refined carbohydrates and low in antioxidants, can contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which can negatively affect your eyes. And of course, ignoring vision changes or skipping routine eye exams can lead to problems being missed until they have progressed too far to easily treat. Protecting your eyes is important. This goes beyond sunglasses, but sunglasses are a good place to start. Look for lenses that specifically say they block 100% of UVA and UVB rays. Many stylish options don't offer full protection, so it is worth checking that out. Keep them in your bag, in your car, wherever you'll use them the most. And for extra coverage, especially during long stretches outside, a wide-brimmed hat adds comfort and shields your eyes from above and around the sides. At home, protection often comes down to using a little foresight. If you're going to be doing any kind of yard work or home repairs or working with cleaning products, wear protective glasses or goggles. It might feel like overkill in the moment, but one flying splinter, one chemical splash is all it takes to do some serious damage. These are quick, inexpensive precautions that most people only think about after they have had a scare. And when it comes to screen time, if your eyes feel tired or strained by the end of the day, small adjustments can help. Turn on blue light filters in the evening. Increase font size. Reduce glare, and make sure that your screen is positioned comfortably, not too close, and slightly below eye level. Protection does not have to be complicated or bulky. Most of the time, it is just being a little more intentional about how you care for your eyes in the moment, so they can keep caring for you long into the future. Your eyes are one of the most sensitive indicators of what is happening in the rest of your body. In fact, many vision problems don't start in the eyes at all. They are a result of underlying health conditions that quietly damage the blood vessels, nerves, or structures that keep your vision clear. Diabetes is one of the most well-known examples. High blood sugar over time can damage the delicate blood vessels in the retina, leading to diabetic retinopathy. It often starts with no symptoms at all, but can progress to blurred vision, floaters, or even permanent vision loss if left unchecked. Diabetes also increases your risk for cataracts and glaucoma, and it tends to affect these conditions earlier and more severely. High blood pressure is another silent threat. When pressure is too high, it puts strain on the small vessels in the retina, potentially causing them to narrow, leak, or even burst. Over time, this can reduce blood flow to the retina, leading to blurred or patchy vision. In more serious cases, it can cause swelling of the optic nerve or sudden vision loss due to retinal vessel blockage. Cardiovascular disease, including high cholesterol and hardening of the arteries, can also compromise blood flow to the eyes. Just like plaque buildup can restrict blood flow to your heart, it can do the same to the tiny arteries that nourish your retina. And when the retina doesn't get what it needs, vision suffers. So what ties all these conditions together is that they are influenced by lifestyle. Diet, movement, stress, smoking, sleep, they all shape the way that our bodies function. And because the eyes are so reliant on steady blood flow and nerve function, they tend to be one of the first places that we see the effects. Taking care of your general health, especially managing blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol, is one of the most powerful ways you can protect your eyesight. Keeping your vision healthy as you age involves a mix of good daily habits, smart protection, and regular professional care. By eating a nutrient-rich diet, leading a healthy lifestyle, protecting your eyes from harm, and managing your health conditions, you give yourself the best chances to enjoy clear eyesight throughout your midlife and golden years. Remember, many eye diseases can be prevented or treated successfully if caught early. So be proactive and make eye care a priority. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, especially when it comes to something as precious as your vision. If you want to take better care of your eyes and your overall health, the best place to start is with small, consistent changes. That's exactly what we focus on in my Thrive in 25 program. It is a step-by-step wellness journey where we build one new healthy habit each week over the course of 25 weeks. These are habits that support not just your energy, sleep, and heart health, but also the kind of lifestyle that protects your vision as you get older. There is no pressure to be perfect, just steady progress, one doable step at a time. You'll find a link with more details in the video description if you would like to check it out. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I share practical, science-backed wellness strategies to help you feel your best, especially in midlife and beyond. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please take good care of yourself.